Alright, back with some more guiltygearstrive. Like I said yesterday, this was supposed to be a Persona video, but I recorded yesterday for today's video, and unfortunately I could not find a match, so we're just gonna have to play a new Guilty Gear character. Shit, someone I have not dabbled in before until yesterday's video. Yeah, I'm enjoying playing him a lot. I really do enjoy playing him, so I'm just gonna continue playing him. He might even be my new main. I'm having a lot of fun with him. But by the time you're seeing this video, Monster Hunter Rise will be out on console. That is my most anticipated game so far of this year. Funny enough, even though it's a 3-year-old game, I believe, or 2-year-old game, whatever. It's just that I never got to play it. I don't have a Switch or a PC, so I finally got to play it. Anyways, playing some Guilty Gear. Yeah, I really didn't want to play Guilty Gear today. I really wanted to have a Persona video. I was talking about, by the way, this combo I've never seen before. I don't know if he accidentally did this, but that was really sick. He dropped it though. Tragic. I don't know if that was not what I wanted to say. I'm mixing myself up here. I'm getting mixed up. But I know I said that you know, recently I want to have my channel more variety with a bunch of, you know, different fighting games. But unfortunately, that's so much harder to say than it is to do. So if you don't know, I said I was going to start playing Persona, which I did. I have some Persona videos on my channel in the past like week. But wow, that game is straight up dead. And I wanted to use this video to talk about what a dead game is, because I've seen some people on Twitter, you know, getting angry that some people are calling games a dead game, okay? And whenever I see this Twitter discourse, I'm just reminded of how, like, stupid Twitter is. And I want to give my take on what a dead game is, because for a game to be dead, it literally depends on the person, okay? It has nothing to do with player count, alright? People keep bringing up player count. It does not matter, right? And I've seen the argument, this is a dead game in terms of fighting games. They're talking about fighting games. I've seen the argument that fighting games aren't dead unless there's only one player on the game, right? Because if you have one other player to play, right, the game is never dead, because you will at least have one person to play, and you'll always be able to play. And I feel like that take was made by somebody who just doesn't play fighting games, because if you had to fight one singular person for 3 hours, if you wanted to play for 3 hours, and you're fighting the exact same character the whole time, and the guy is like double your skill level, yeah, that is not only is it not fun, because, I mean, it could be fun to you, but you're not going to learn anything, and if you do learn anything, it's going to be against one character, and you're going to turn into a guy who only fights with gimmicks, right, because he knows this one character so well, right, and he knows how to fight this one character, so he uses gimmicks to beat that one specific character, and then when it comes to fighting the rest of the roster, obviously those gimmicks won't work because it only works against that one character, and then he gets absolutely obliterated, right? That's just a very rare example, right? But that would happen in that situation. And when I call Persona 4 dead, right, that's not an insult, right? I understand some people might use it as an insult, but I'm not insulting the game when I say it's dead. I'm saying it's dead, and I literally can't get content from my YouTube channel because no one's playing, right? That's literally what I mean. You don't have to take offense to that because that's what it is. So, for me, a dead game is if I cannot log on the game and I cannot find somebody to have close matches with, the game is dead. Because here's the thing, I logged on to Persona last week. It had 0 people on it. That's a dead game, right? I logged onto it yesterday. It had 3 people on it. All 3 of those people were in the Japanese server. They were 3 Japanese players. Do you think I stand a chance against Japanese players on Persona 4 when I've been playing the game for a week? Like, and I'm supposed to join that lobby with bad connection because there were 0 people in the American servers. So you want me to join that lobby, ruin everyone's experience with my connection because I'm like halfway across the planet, and then not only on that, you want me to get perfected every single round because I'm just simply, you know, at a lower skill level because I'm still learning the game. It's a dead game, right? I'd like, if I go, literally, you know what, I just did this. About 3 days ago, I played Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer, right? This is a 7-year-old Call of Duty game with hackers on the console version. There are hackers on the console version. They go invisible. They have their names are different colors. That's how you know they're a hacker. They have like blue names or green names. Anyways, I went on to that game and I played 4 multiplayer matches with 4 completely different lobbies. That's not, like, that game is considered dead, and I found 20 times the amount of players on a fighting game that came out last year, because Persona 4 came out last year. I mean, technically it's a 10-year-old game, but you weren't able to buy it on modern consoles until last year. So, it's a dead game, and I don't think a dead game is bad. I don't think people should call a dead game, like, I don't think a dead game means the game is bad, okay? Or that, like, no one cares about the game. That's not what it means. It just means that if you buy this game, you're not going to have people to play with. And I think people should start using the term dead game. Because, yeah, it's a good indicator, right? Especially for casual players, it's a good indicator. For example, I bought Fighting EX Layer in 2019. Luckily, I was able to refund it, and I did end up buying the game again at a cheaper price. I bought the game for $40 in 2019, and then I bought it later on for about $5. But I bought the game, I match-made for 45 minutes. I didn't find a single player. So I just got scammed out of $40. You know. So luckily I was able to refund the game, thankfully. That's when I realized that it really, like, you really have to pay attention to these player counts, because there's this really dumb thing with fighting games. If you're a casual player, you might not know this, but every fighting game player knows this. If you're playing a fighting game that's maybe slightly older, for some reason, it's just common knowledge that you have to hop into a Discord and find people to play with. And that's so dumb, and fighting game players act like it's not dumb. Like, it's really bad. And when I buy a fighting game, even though I'm not a casual player, I still don't want to hop into a Discord and play with random people. I don't want to interact with these people, okay? I just want to play the game on my own time And there are times where I do go into Discord, but that's when I'm genuinely trying to get good at the game and even compete in some cases, like dnfduel. And I enjoyed talking to those people because we were all learning the game at the same time, and we were all getting better, and some of us were competing together as well. So it was a fun experience, right? But if I'm going to hop on Skullgirls in 2023 and I have to hop into a Discord to fight somebody, I don't care about getting good at the game, I just want to play it. And there is a lot of fighting games where you actually have to go on a Discord to even fight people or to even get knowledge about the game, right? And meanwhile, even though you have to do that for a game, there's people out here that would say the game's not dead and you're dumb for calling it dead, and you're stupid and you're a bad person for calling the game dead and you're just trying to spread negativity. No. No, I just think a dead game means if I buy the game with my money and I hop on the game and I literally can't find anyone to play with, or if I do find, you know, 3 people to play with, but they've all been playing the game for years, it's a dead game. That's literally a dead game, because there is not a single other game genre where you have to do that. Where you would have to go into a Discord to maybe find someone that's your skill level. It just doesn't exist. Literally doesn't exist. So right now, I would say guiltygearstrive is not a dead game, right? Because if you hop on guiltygearstrive and you go to floor 10 or celestial floor, the highest floors in the game, you will find minimum 70 people. Minimum. Now, if this were like a AAA Call of Duty game, that's a dead game. 70 people is a dead game. But for a fighting game, as I said before, some people believe you only need 2 people to play a fighting game. Technically that's true, but it's not true at all, because, like I said, if that person's really good, if they've been playing for years, yeah. 70 people is more than enough. And I want to say this is in the East Coast servers as well, by the way. This is just my servers. Yeah, 70 people is way more than enough. And you might even find 100 sometimes. Yeah, that's fine. That's not dead at all. For a fighting game, that's not dead. But a game like Persona is dead. Skullgirls is dead. These are both games that I've played in the last month. And I've literally logged on these games and match made for a pretty decent amount of time, and I've found 0 people on it. So I want to lead that back into why I said I want to upload more variety, but I haven't been able to, and that's literally why, because of dead games, right? And that whole it wasn't like a big thing on Twitter, but it was noticeable where people were arguing about dead games again. And that's my stance on it. And I think that even if the game has a community, right, that's so diehard for it, you do understand that if a game has a diehard community, 90% of the time, if a casual player logs onto the game, they're not gonna find any of those diehard members, because those diehard members are playing private matches with people in the Discord server. You should not have to hop into a Discord to play a game. It's so much effort. Yeah, it's just, no. A dead game is a game that when you log onto the game, you can't have close matches, because everybody knows, this is not rocket science, everybody knows, literally the best match you can have in a fighting game is where you're fighting a guy and you can tell that he is ever so slightly better than you. In every regard, he is slightly better than you. That's the best type of match. Fighting a guy that's slightly better than you, and then, let's say you play 3 games, you only win 1. You still won 1, right? If you hop onto one of these dead fighting games, there's a chance that you're going to go 0-24, right? Like what happened to me in Persona. Granted, I was learning a really hard character, but I went like 4-27 my first day. Again, I'm not really a casual, so I'm not a casual at all. So I was able to power through it, you know, it didn't really bother me that much. But I can only imagine someone that really enjoys Persona and then they buy Persona 4 Arena and then they get absolutely clobbered because there's no one on the game and the only guy on the game has been playing it for 10 years. So that's what a dead game is to me. And a dead game does not mean anything when it comes to the game's quality. It just means you can't play the game without external means. Consistently, at least. You can't play the game when you want to without external means. You have to wait for a very specific time when there's like 5 people online or something. Anyways, like and subscribe. Might have a Monster Hunter video tomorrow. Might have a Persona video tomorrow. I don't know. So yeah, peace. Let me know what you think a dead game is.